Welcome folks, Posmer, and I have for you an installation tutorial for WWE 2K17 Plus. Now this is also going to be a walkthrough. We're going through several different parts of this tool along with the first time setup. This has been a tool that I've been creating to overshadow what I did last year and combine all the individual tools into one and make it a bit bigger and a bit better. Now, what you're going to get is a WWE 2K17 Plus setup.zip from when you download it in the link in the description, which will likely bring you to a Smack Talks page. Now, before we get to that, because this will be going through a whole lot of individual steps, I will be putting timestamps in the description for individual parts of this. Right now, we're going to go through the first time setup. There's also things like the NPC unlocker, the match editor, the HP mod, and a few other surprises. So we're going to go ahead right now, open up the zip right here. I'm going to bring this over here. Let me select these. I'm just going to bring them over to my desktop. And now I'm going to run the setup.exe. And I was going to bring a standard Windows installer up here. And now I'm just going to set my standard folder here to POSM WWE 2K17 Plus. Hit next and next, and I'll continue the installer here. And you can see that it started a shortcut there. We can close this. And now that is WWE 2K17 Plus. Okay, so now we've got it on our desktop, not so bad, and we're going to just double click it to open it right here. And what you're going to come up here with is a file select menu. Now it's just going to have a single button here, get/check file. You want to click that, and it should bring you to a standard Steam Apps Common WWE 2K17 folder. And you want to select the WWE 2K17 _ x64exe. Now, if you have your particular game installed in another location, you'll have to navigate over to that particular folder. So I'm going to open that up. And now we're also going to get over to the user data folder. And you're going to want to go to folder 510/510/ and then select the remote cache.vdf file. Now this is going to be dependent on the particular user profile that you have. And then once you have selected those two particular options, you will be back at the file select screen with a detected version. Now I have WWE 2K17 1.06 HOF Steam. So that is the patch that happened after the Hall of Fame DLC released. And that is currently the only version of the game that this supports. This does not support any pirated versions of the game or older versions on Steam. This is for best use, as it's a whole mess in order to try and maintain multiple versions of it, which might be supported in the future, but not at this time. So we're just going to open the trainer button right here, performing first time setup, downloading essential files. So what this will do, it will download the superstring, which will allow for modded superstars to have custom names that are not normally in the game. It will download the Ultimate Attire Unlocker, which was created by Cave Wave Rider. It will also download 2 cache files that need to be sort of fixed in order to make the game accept mods. And it's going to install all those files for you. Now, if you've already run the setup and you're installing this for another time, you can always hit the cancel button, and then it'll completely skip over them. If you do already have the files there and have already gone through the setup once before, it will give you the option of backing up those files. Now it'll say backup file saved to WWE 2K17 Plus /backup folder. So I just want to quickly show that here. So it has a backup here, and it has just a couple of chunk.bin files and a misc start file and a string.win file. So that's all those files there. I designed it this way so it can be expandable later on if we need to add more files in. So we're going to hit OK right here. Alright, so now it is reading the string file. What this will do will optimize the string for the particular version of WWE 2K17 Plus that I've made to allow the program to run faster. So this is sort of a first time setup. Will take a little bit of time. And now it will say Pac Plus injection failed. Now this is because I do not have WWE 2K17 open. So the program is designed to inject the Pac Plus mod that I created last year. So what the Pac Plus mod does is allows for about 150 additional mods to be installed into the game. So if it's not installed, if the injection fails, that's completely fine. We don't have the game open, so that's okay. It'll be in the options. So you'll be on this home menu right here, and there's a couple of things that you can do. You can download mods, you can manage unlocks, gender DLC, the HP modifier, install POFOs and movesets. You can do the match edit mod. Over in the options, there is a rerun setup. There is an update string, which will try to get the latest string file from my server. Reread the string as if you have an error with the string, it will reread the string. Inject Pac Plus is that option that I gave earlier, which Pac Plus injection fails. You can delete settings, which will clear out your settings. You can validate DLC. You can get the save location, which will reset the save location that you set before. And then you can set a separate backup file location by selecting this button here. Now, it will automatically back up the save if you do not uncheck this box. I also want to keep the Pac Plus pop-ups on right over here, but you can disable that with that button. Now, the next best thing that we can do is open up WWE 2K17. And from there, we can show off a couple of more tools. Now, because of the modded nature of my game and the game that you will be eventually making yourself, the load time for WWE 2K17 will be quite substantial. It will be a couple minutes, especially the first time you're setting it up, the first time you start your computer. And I just want to make sure that everyone knows when they're going through this that it is completely normal. You will see Brock Lesnar up here for a couple of minutes. I'll now clip through until when the game has loaded so we can continue on. Okay then, for reference, this took me about 5 minutes to load up here. And now we can go back over to the options menu and inject Pac Plus. Now it is attempting to detect the DLC. Right now I have this little note here that most are not yet supported. It can mainly just detect the Future Stars DLC because of how they particularly set that one. I'll be adding a few options in the future for other DLC packs. And you can mostly work with the DLC slots as is. The only thing you can't really do is move them out of the downloaded character slot. So we've got the Pac Plus loaded. I had to click the little inject Pac Plus button a second time. I've heard that error coming through. And just to reinforce, this is alpha, very alpha. Some things can be entirely changed. But we want to go over here to manage our characters here. And first things first, you want to manage the unlocks. We've got to pop this up here. You can see you got all the managers, all the locked characters, and all the unlocked characters over here. Now, two buttons that you want to press off really early if you want to unlock the NPCs is you want to give them names, and I'll say names edited, and then you want to fix the moves, which will take a moment because it's fixing the movesets of all of these superstars that do not actually have movesets. Now, because it is taking its time doing that, the movesets will now be injected. Now, the best practice here is to actually close this and then wait a little bit for it to reread the information and then reopen it. And now you can see here we got a couple more here. We've got the Stephanie McMahon announcer and Vince McMahon announcer over here. And now say I want to just send all of my managers. Now for the locked characters, I don't actually want to move all of them over. Definitely want to don't move this question mark one. So that guy isn't actually there. But looking at the rest of them, I think the rest of them are in fact in there. Actually, JJ Dillon is not in there. So I will be disabling these two. but the rest of them I will add over. Now I'm moving that back over to the side, and now I want to find JJ Dillon and move him back over. Now I can close this out, go back into the game, check out my WWE, edit the superstars here. Let's see who we've got in here. So I've already got some mods in here, but you can see Bobby Heenan is there. Let's see, we've got the cameramen, B1 and B2. If we jump down, we can see WWE crew, Vince McMahon manager in there. And of course, this is like last year. Anytime you make a change that you want to save, you want to go into My WWE and make a change to usually the crowd reaction of the top star there. So Aiden English is now a heel, and now all of these changes that we just made to these unlocks, you can now play as Baron Blade if you want to. All of those changes have been made in there. Now we also have this option over here to manage the gender, and you can see all of the female wrestlers over here and all the male wrestlers over here. Now this does not include any created wrestlers, as there is a issue with this year's game where created wrestlers, when you switch their gender, they get image corruption. So I will be needing to tackle that further down the line with this development. But we can just hop all of these females over to the male section and close that. And we can go back. Actually, first, we want to make sure to save that change. So go over here, and Aiden English is now going to be cheered. And go back to one-on-one just to demonstrate this did in fact change. We're going to select a female superstar like Brie Bella. And I'm going to remove the manager here. And now we're going to go over to superstars. You can see that she can face anyone that she wants to, because now she is male. That also means that she can be busted open, because males, if you have blood enabled in the game, can be busted open and have blood drawn. Now one last bit is this downloaded superstar slot. Now most of these will not be movable right at this time. However, if we go and manage the DLC right here, you can see that Goldberg and then the Future Star DLCs are all on there. I'm going to just move all of them over and then move Alberto Del Rio over just to demonstrate here. So then close that, and that'll set the changes in. We can go over to normal. And Alberto Del Rio is now in the downloaded superstars, and inside superstars we find Mojo Rawley. You can also find Moveset Man here, and Michael Cole like we changed earlier. So that encompasses most of what we did in the NPC Unlocker tool last year. Now, one other thing that we can do is the Match Edit mod. Okay, for Match Edit, we will be doing the ever-favorited 6-man TLC match. Now by 6-man, I mean a triple tag team match over here. So what we're going to do first is select our superstars. Okay, now that I've got my 3 teams selected in this match edit menu, I want to go over to match edit. Now it'll read it right away. And now this first wrestler here is Aiden English. It's going to be a Team 0. We got 580, which is Simon Gotch, which is also Team 0. However, we also have Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder, who we do not want on Team 0 or 1. We want him on Team 2. Now match type, we want to change. I will tell you that you want to be on match type 73. And now that is because of a little table I've got right here. And I will be linking that in the description. Hopefully later on down the line I will actually have templates in here like I did last year. However, I do not have them at this time. So we want to disable pinfalls and submissions, and we want to disable disqualifications and rope breaks. We also want to change the ring count to 1. Now what the 1 ring count does is that it allows for characters to leave the ring, but they don't have to have any sort of count. Now this should be completely set up for everything that we need. Now all we have to do is inject. Now what inject will do will set off all those options into the actual game, and they'll say injected, and we can hit start match. And you can see Tornado Tag Team TLC. Now it only shows these 2 tag teams. However, when the game match loads, you'll see Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson in the center of the ring. Now we can close this match edit menu. And as we go over, we can go over to HP modifier, which is my HP mod from last year. You can see this stuff moving around a little bit. But what I'm going to do here is go pause the game. You can see all the HP bars there. What I'm going to do here is change the health of player 1, break their arms, just turn their HP all the way down. See it in English, his HP is going down right now. I can bring that back up if I want. I can make it kind of in the middle, further up there. Now this is a bit laggier than I really want to right now, but this is how I have it done at the moment. Hopefully I'll be able to rebuild it. So player 2 here is Chad Gable, I think. This is odd how they kind of rearranged this. However, we can change that and give him all the stamina. That's actually Jason Jordan over there. We can give him a bunch of finishers. Now it maxes out at 3. And if you keep this little lock on, it'll actually completely lock it. So if you wanted to, you can make American Alpha absolutely invincible. Everyone else have absolutely no life whatsoever. And you can see in the background here that the data is being written immediately to the game. And that's part of the reason why it is a bit laggy. You can also change the stamina of all these stars. And actually, there is little convenient buttons for these. So we want to just kill... Oh, I don't want to kill Chad Gable. I want to heal Chad Gable. And then kill him. No. Heal. Okay. Oh, yes. Kill him. Heal that. Okay. I think I've got everything set the way I want. One thing to note is that these counters are not actually supported. I have to figure out how the game handles these counters, and I do not have that information yet. So you actually need to keep this open for the information to continue to be read. But once you have it set, that data can be saved in there and the match will continue as normal. So if I pause again, you can see all of that information dropping down. Now the stamina appears to not actually drop when you're not in the menu, so that is dropping down in between each little bit. And that is the HP modifier. So what we can do now is close out of this and actually quit this match and move on to the next part of this tool. And that involves downloading and installing some superstars. So what I'm going to do here is, this is best if you have the game open and then you close and restart the game after you do this. So we're going to go over here to download mods. And we want to download a brand new mod in here. Now there are a lot of characters in here. A lot of them are from previous games. So you can try and get those older attires in there. But I want to download something new. Something from ALC Legacy to work out here. So we got WrestleMania 28. See a little display there. We're going to go back one. Let's do DX 2006. You can see there's also a HPK in there. Now this file path up here, you can modify with this little button if you want to. It will default to the standard location, but I'm just going to download this right here. And it'll download that to the folder. And now that'll go into my Pac CH folder. And now it'll have a name like this here, where it'll be fully spelt out and it'll have what name you have it under. Now, looking at this, I don't actually have any Attire 5 or Attire 6. So that would be a problem if I wanted to go select, say, Attire Count 5. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Attire number 6. I don't actually have an Attire number 6. So I want to change this over to Attire number 6. Now once this fully downloads, you will have the option to change that. So I'm going to let this finish downloading and then show you what we've got going on there. So now we have a little pop-up here saying that these mods were downloaded. I'm going to hit OK. Would you like to change the slot or attire for Triple H ALC Legacy Attire DX 2006? Yes, I would. Now I want to change the slot number from 7 down to 5. I want to keep that same patch slot the same. Hit save. And we'll save these two. And you can see that those got renamed and the files have been saved. So that will change them on the inside as well, which is a problem for some people. They didn't really know exactly how to do that. Now there's no POFO or moveset really installed there. So I want to install someone brand new. So someone that we don't have in the game yet. Now for that, I'm going to go over to the options and enter a code. Now this is a beta code. However, this particular code is for a modder that has put his mods behind this code. So I wanted to show you how to enter that code. So when you have that code and you have it copied into your clipboard, you just paste it in there. That's the code there. You can hit submit modder code saved. Okay, so it'll just tell me that the modder code has been saved. There's an additional code that if you donate to me, that this counter up here will change from out of 5 to out of 20. So now, if we scroll down here, there's Kurt Angle. Now, he wasn't there before, so I'm going to open him up. It's from Auday. Open, 2K16 port. Open that up. That's a preview there of the Kurt Angle, and now I'm going to download that. POFO and moveset available. Would you like to download it? Yes, I would. So now it's going to go through and download those files once again, and I'll meet you in a moment. So now we can come down here and see that these two downloaded. Gonna hit OK. I do not want to change the slot for these. You can see right now, 738, and it will go over to the app data, and it'll fill in these little moveset files for you. So I just downloaded these as it downloaded the file, and now I'm just going to inject them in there. Now I want to say, okay, so the save has been backed up, and I'll say injected. I can close out of this. Close out of this. Now, as with installations last year, you do not want to actually go select the wrestler right away, as it will have to load the model, and it doesn't really like that and will likely crash. However, we go over here to Kurt Angle. We can see that he is now in the game. And we can save that, and now he is saved in the game. Now, if you want to download the POFO and moveset and a pack file from anywhere else on Smack Talks, it'll just open up this menu if you click this little install POFO or move button, and then you can use these buttons to select wherever you've got So hopefully that goes through. Oh. One other bit of information, say if you want to extract a POFO moveset, we can do that as well. You can save pac100.pofo and pac100-moveset. And they are right there. And that's a good way to extract movesets to share with the community. I'll be continuously building in more features to this tool and probably making a few more tutorials along the way as well, as I show off some of these features in more detail in their updated states without as much bugginess. And it does have an auto updating feature. You will be notified when it does in fact need to update, and feel free to just download that whenever an update is released. If you have any other questions, please let me know in the comment section. I'll be making a thread on Smack Talks for general troubleshooting and for any individual questions or requests, as I will be trying to build in as much as I can into this tool. There are a lot of things that I want to add into this tool, and that is why it is only in the start of the alpha phase. Anything can be completely redone, anything can be completely remade, and there's a whole lot to add before you even get to beta. So this will be a continuous project for me, and any support is kindly appreciated. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more. This has been Pawsum, and I thank you for your time.